You don't want to appeal to people's love, to the fact that they like you. You want to appeal to the fact that they need you. Because if they love you, love is a very tenuous emotion. In fact, it doesn't work very well in the work situation. It causes all kinds of problems. They'll get rid of you tomorrow, even though they like you. But if they need you, it's like pulling out all of these roots of a plant to get rid of you. It's going to cause all kinds of damage all over the place. They need you and they can't get rid of you. So you need to make sure that your position,
so just be their drug dealer,
company, in life in general, you're the only person who can do that.
My first thought is it's the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Need is transactional for me. People need you, but what happens when they don't have that need anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Or what if they can get that need met somewhere else? Like,
yeah, and once they figure out that you're so important that if they lose you, there's going to be a ton of damage or something, then they're actively going to take steps to become less dependent on you.
Uh-huh. That's interesting. I would have never thought about that. That they'll protect themselves or try to fulfill their need on their own so they're not so codependent.
Yeah. I mean, I think with love, he somewhat has a point. It's interesting. We can discuss this. Let's say you're a coworker, okay? I talked to your dad yesterday a little bit about like his situation back then and so on, and his former company before he started his business. Even though you're liked, if the company has to make a business decision, they're still gonna cut you, right?
Yes.
Like it's not going to be, oh, because you're such a sensitive person and because we like you so much and you've been such a good sport so far, we're going to pay you forever. So I think that is true, especially like in capitalistic societies.
I think in business it's more true than anywhere.
Totally. And so I think in that environment, yes, he has a little bit of a point, but still I think if your boss likes you, that's still one of the best ways to not get fired.
Definitely. I mean, I've seen it in so many companies, like literally because they're buddy and they go like to play golf or go to dinner together, like they don't get fired or they don't get like chastised for when they do things wrong the same way.
Exactly.
If you have real love where somebody feels like I would give my soul to this person, I would sacrifice everything, they've done it for me.
Yeah.
I don't think that's as easily gone.
No.
And maybe if you just like someone and you have a crush and you're like, oh, they're cool and I have fun and whatever. But when you get to the point of actual love, people that have done that, I mean, dude, people have like torn down civilizations for love.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think it's not that simple.
No, absolutely. I think especially when we talk about like the stable long-term love.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I think if you're talking about being in love, falling in love, these roller coaster emotions, as I like to call them, that is very fleeting and that can backfire on you as well. But this long, stable love until death shall us part, this kind of love, I think, obviously that is way more stable than he tries to portray it, I think.
I think long-term love and sacrifice can be so far up somebody's value scale that even though there might be something new or shiny or they have a tough moment, there's all those memories and all that like concrete value over time that weighs out to it. You said this to me like a few years ago. If you don't believe that kind of love exists, then like we should never have relationships because you would never be able to trust somebody.
Yeah.
Right? You would never believe somebody. If you're like, it doesn't matter what I do, every single person will never value love at a true depth. Why bother having a long-term relationship?
And that's kind of what he's saying, right?
Exactly.
Like, if you trust others, you're getting hurt.
And that's horrible. Like,
is
this dude married right now? I don't know. I'm curious
if then I don't think it's a very good marriage, but whatever. I don't want to judge him. I don't know him, but the thing is, I feel that creates a lot of problems. It's kind of like the same as we always talk about with online dating, right? Mm-hmm. Like, if you got hurt as a woman by a guy and then hurt other guys who then hurt other women, that just creates this downward spiral, this negative vicious cycle. And I think that is exactly the same thing with what he proposes. Like, if you never trust another person, then they're also gonna build up this barrier and not gonna trust others, not be vulnerable, not be honest, and so on. And I think it just makes it hard for everyone.
In their mind, it's one of those things that, like you said, I think reality proves itself. I have believed that people won't value love, so therefore I keep them at a little arm's length. Therefore, they keep me at arm's length. Exactly. We treat each other poorly. And see, always, all the time, love doesn't win out. Transactional things win out. I need to worry about me and make sure that we're like, I'm being needed rather than cared about.
Exactly.
But it's a product of your behavior.